another vlog series. It's Sunday the 23rd. It's about 10:30 in the morning. We are deciding where we're going to go for breakfast or lunch. Oh, hi. Are you saying hello? Come here. No, you don't want to? All right. My trip with my family, if you guys remember, my mom came into town and brought my two nieces and we all went to Disneyland. So that was really fun. Didn't get a whole lot of stitching in and I was exhausted, but we went for technically 4 days, and then came back for the last two, well, like 2.5. And my niece got sick, but she's doing better. She was feeling a little 24-hour stomach bug or something, which unfortunately was the last day that they were here, which meant my mom had to deal with her on the plane. However, I did finish this week's homework. I have an interview scheduled for Tuesday. This is going to be a weird week because Wednesday we are traveling to St. Louis by train, which is about a 40-hour train ride, like 42-hour, I think, train ride. So that's going to be fun. I will get a lot of stitching in. I think I have all the projects picked out for this week of homework, but I'm waiting to see if one of them will work, and it means I need to have a new start for like 2 of the projects, because nothing I have works. So it's going to be the Witchy Stitcher Universal Monster Cell. I need to stitch on black/gray, and I need to stitch on a gravestone or graveyard, which that doesn't have in it. However, it does have a sarcophagus, like an Egyptian sarcophagus in the mummy room. So I'm hoping that will count as a grave, but I'm waiting to get confirmation. So the homework last week was well, technically this week, this is the last day of it, is we have to stitch on, we're making potions, and we have to stitch on 5 elements of the potions, which are the elements of the world. Yeah. So fire, which is represented by Gryffindor, Hufflepuff is air, water is Ravenclaw, and earth is Slytherin. So basically, you could stitch on the element itself, the element had to be in the piece. You could stitch on the color, or you can stitch on like what that house represents. So in the last one was wood, which didn't have a house with it, so you had to stitch on wood. So, or brown. So what I did was I used Swirling Peacock for 3 of those, and it was 200 stitches for each color. So I did I've reached, as you can tell, like the halfway mark almost. Stitch basically all of this all the way down. I did have one color in there of the dark green, no, the medium green. So I stitched in all the green first for the earth. Then I stitched in the blue. I did have enough blue. I did have to come over here to finish up the blue, but I did that for the water. Then I did not have enough yellow, which is air because it's Hufflepuff, to have 200 stitches. And so what I did, and you can tell I'm still missing a color, but that's fine. So what I did was I stitched basically whatever was missing in this area, the whites and the grays and the yellows. And then my argument was that since it's a peacock, they fly in the air, and Hufflepuffs are into nature, so this is also, and so a peacock is also a part of nature. So that was my argument for this one. Then the other two were fire and wood, and so what I did was move the needle. I just finished this last night, which I'd never leave the homework off this long, but I kind of didn't have a choice because I didn't really stitch at Disneyland. But I did the 200 stitches in red and brown. So the red is the fire. Yes, I carry my threads, but you won't be able to tell once I frame it or cut them out. And then the brown, so this is one of the bottles or mason jars. So 200 stitches in red for fire and the 200 stitches in brown for wood. So, and brown is like the tag. Let's see. Is that tag there? But I'll say Merry Christmas or have a happy holiday. So this one's gonna have the Christmas tree inside of it. Next week's, like I said, since I'm traveling, I need to try to do all my projects in one piece, or just a couple pieces. So I'm going to do the Witchy Stitch Yourself for those two. Then I'm using Aurora for a couple more of them, which is, there's 6 total tasks we have. And they're either 100 or 200 stitches depending. So I'm going to do the 2 on Witchy Stitcher, then I have Something That Makes You Happy, something that makes you laugh because Harry donated his gold to Gringotts. So I'm going to say that during my trip, we actually got a picture with Aurora, and that's one of my niece's favorite princesses. And so that made me laugh that we were able to find her. Then I have, what were the other ones? Something That's Touching. So I think I'm going to say that Aurora's clothes, I can use either one for that, because I can say that her clothes are touching her body, or that her, or I can, like, I'm sure, I didn't look at the pattern too much, but I'm sure in the Witchy Stitcher cell there's somebody touching something. Like the ghost are touching the house or something like that. And you don't have to stitch on the actual item, it just has to be in the piece. So another one is a Polyjuice potion ingredient, so I'm going to say that Aurora's hair can be used in the potion if I wanted to turn into Aurora. And the last one was, I don't remember what the last one was. Hi. Yeah, you're a baby. It was the first day the cats have really had quiet because my family left yesterday morning, so this is the first day they've been able to wake up to nice and quiet. Hi, baby. Let me check that actually. Oh, yeah, and then the last one was Harry's parents helped him at the end, and so we need to stitch on a project somebody helped us with, and I needed help to learn how to, this is my first time, what do you call it, shaving cream marble dyeing fabric, so I needed help to, like, YouTube videos to figure out how to do that. Okay, let's move the butt. Okay, nobody wants to see your butt. There we go. Sit down. There we go. We'll just move you guys back a little bit. She's having, hey, stop eating my throat. You're being a naughty kitty. So anyway, I did that yesterday. So I let my niece, the one who loves the princesses, play with my needle minders that have the enamel. And she kept playing with them and broke their eyes off of 2 of them. So I do need to find, she got a lot of her hair. I don't know if you guys can, yeah, so it's like missing a bunch of her hair too. So I didn't realize that, so now I've got to go find some jewels to replace those with. But I did get, so she did that with Cinderella and Ariel, so as I say that, her eye falls out again. Got Ariel's eye put back in. Cinderella's just popped out again, but hers is a little interesting, so I have to get hers figured out, glued back in. But I did get, these ones were not her. These ones already had the eyes missing, but I got an eye put in Aurora, and she was missing an eye as well. They have a silvery sheen to them because they're Swarovski crystals, but I couldn't find any that were small enough, so it's just gonna have a little bit of a glittery eye. It's fine. The kids definitely terrorize the cats. So anyway, I got those fixed. I've been meaning to do that for a long time with those two. So it's really just Cinderella that's a mess now. I've got to find another eye to give her because her one just popped off. And I don't even know where it went. But of course, trying to open the package, they went everywhere. So I had to try to find places to put those. Don't chew on that. She's damaged enough as it is. So I had to like look all over my floor. They went, my chair is like this mesh stuff. They went underneath the mesh into the, like one of the mechanics. So I had to go in there and try to find them. My husband helped me out by searching a little bit. So that was nice of him. Yeah, so now I've just got to find, I still have a couple of books to read, which I don't know if I'm going to get them all read for the homework. But I am in the middle of reading, I'm almost done with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So I'm going to try to get that read today, since I do have all the stitching homework done except for watching the movie, which I don't really care about at this point. But I do want to try to get some more books read. The new Harry Potter game came out, so I've been playing that. And so I'm going to try to go down. I'm out of energy on it, so I need to go and visit an inn, which is, there's one at a plaque down by my house, so, or sort of by my house. I have to drive a little bit for it, but I think I'm going to, once we go get breakfast, I'm going to take my Kindle, take my phone, drive down to the plaque, because it like refreshes every 5 minutes, and just sit there and read and collect my energy. And then I'm going to get my projects, like once I finish the book, I'll come back, get all my projects built up for the homework, get my, luckily the fabric's dyed and everything for the Witchy Stitcher Cell, and that still counts because retreat starts don't matter. And then we already have the homework for next, or not the homework, the extra credit and everything for next book. So I'm going to try to plan that out and try to get basically as many books read as I can in the next couple days. Definitely on the train, I'll probably be doing a lot of reading. Well, it kind of depends. I do get car sick, so it'll be interesting to see what the train is like, because it doesn't have all like the big, you know, swerves and stuff. I mean, it still obviously swerves, but we don't have a sleeper car, so we're just picking some seats and sleeping in those, and it's gonna be a lot of sitting and a lot of stitching. So I gotta get my stuff packed for that. Got my travel pillow. I'm going to try to make a pillowcase for it. I don't really have to, but why not? It's fun. I need to figure out how to, I don't know if I have a zipper that will work for it, so we'll see. I want to do a Harry Potter one, because why not? But anyway, so it is going to be different packing for this than packing for a flight. We do have a flight coming back, too, which I have to be careful of. So I have to make sure I pack stuff that's not, like, going to... Sorry, my back is really itchy. Try to pack stuff that is not going to... Or that'll be okay to come back with. So try not to overpack. But we're only going for... Well, I guess it is going to be for a full week now because it was just supposed to be for the weekend. But since we're leaving on Wednesday... It makes it a lot longer, so it'll be from Wednesday to Tuesday. My husband's being an idiot over there. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I'm just gonna do some planning, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Monday the 24th. It's almost 5 o'clock. I haven't done any stitching today or yesterday. So I did go into work today. It was open, so that's good. It won't be open on Thursday or Friday, but since I'm going on vacation anyway, I think Wednesday's my last day. I have an interview tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna like the company though. Apparently, I talked to some of the teachers today, and they have interviewed there last week and said that you like had to find your own students, and basically it seems like they're just in it to get students, like, because they get money from the government for it. So I don't think I'm gonna go with them if they did offer me something, but I'm gonna interview anyway because it's good practice. So, but I already know, luckily, that there's gonna be 3 people in the interview, so that's good. Still haven't heard from HR. Given up on that. But hopefully my time off gets approved for Thursday and Friday. Otherwise, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not going. But yeah, so today I drove home. I didn't do anything Harry Potter game-wise last night, but I did go after work to the inn by my house, which is at the YMCA, and just sat there and read and collected energy. So that's why I'm getting to you later on today. It took longer than I thought. I thought it would only take like half hour maybe. I finished a book yesterday. So I finished Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire yesterday. Started and finished Crime Chowder. It was okay. It was just like a little, this is my item or dinner item on the cover. Apparently there's 4 in the series. It was predictable, like very predictable, but it's just one of those like cozy mysteries. So, but it did have some interesting looking recipes at the end of it. Then I started this last night, read it pretty much all through work today. I did some job searching while I was at work, but basically I'm about 2/3 of the way through Invisible Library, which has the key on the cover, or which is for the homework, the key on the cover. This is pretty intriguing. Like I said, I'm only about 2/3 of the way through. It is a meatier book. It's only got about 330 pages, and there's 4 in the series, but it's intriguing. It's pretty good. It's got a little bit of, so the premise behind, here, I'm just going to read you the back. Irene is a professional spy for the Mysterious Library, a shadowy organization that collects important works of fiction from all the different realities. Most recently, she and her enigmatic assistant Kai have been sent to an alternative London. Their mission, retrieve a particularly dangerous book. The problem, by the time they arrive, it's already been stolen. London's underground factions are prepared to fight to the death to find the tome before Irene and Kai do, a problem compounded by the fact that this world is chaos infested. The laws of nature bent to allow supernatural creatures and unpredictable magic to run rampant. To make matters worse, Kai is hiding something, secrets that could be just as volatile as the chaos-filled world itself. Now Irene is caught in a puzzling web of deadly danger, conflicting clues, and sinister secret societies. Ooh, good alliteration. And And failure is not an option because it isn't just Irene's reputation at stake, it's the nature of reality itself. So this one's, like I said, I haven't gotten to the end, but it's worth a read. There are, I think, 4 more books in the series, so I'm hoping I can make them applicable to next extra credit homework. I still have 1 more book after this that I have to read to finish up the extra credit, which I'm going to do by audiobook so I can stitch at the same time, and because I found it for free on YouTube. Good hint, go on YouTube to look for audiobooks, because I looked on Audible, it was like $15. I looked on, for the actual book version, I'm going to do, we have to pick a book from, like, with a plot twist at the end, and we have to pick from a specific list. So I'm going with Murder on the Orient Express. I watched the movie, but I like reading the books better. Went on Kindle, or like just went on Amazon to look for it. The cheapest one was Kindle, and that was like $9, I think, pretty sure. So I just went on YouTube today, and there's like 10 versions of audiobooks, so I'm just gonna go on there and listen to it. That way I can stitch at the same time and get some of the homework done. So I will take my stitching along on my trip, which I have laundry in right now. So I should have enough to be able to pack my bag tonight, or definitely has to be done tomorrow night. So, but I'm gonna try to pack tonight, and so I can get everything figured out. I did pack some of my bag this morning because I was planning on stitching at work, but then I ended, like, I didn't bring my headphones, so it was too hard to listen to. And then I got busy with more job applying and all that, so didn't get any stitching done. I will try to get some done tonight, but I really want to finish this book and start my, so that I can stitch and do my audiobook. Because that way, I didn't think I was going to get all the books done, but I've actually been able to get through them pretty quick, so. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a lot of stitching done tonight, but I will be able to tomorrow at work. Basically, these last 3 days, there's no reason for me to be there, but I haven't been told I shouldn't come in, so I'm going to come in and get paid. Yeah, so the next 2 days I should be able to get some stitching done. I'm probably going to have to put it in my bigger bag, I think, but I don't want to take too many projects. So I think I'm going to take, like, I want kind of a variety, because if the new homework comes out, then I have something to stitch on the plane. I know I can stitch whatever I want, but, so I'm going to pack Aurora, because she's only got a couple colors I can stick in there. She's really easy to travel with. The Universal Monsters Witchy Stitcher Sal, which I will be starting, and then which I put in I put in probably about half the colors for that, so I need to go, because she released them like with the colors by room, so I just have to go through the rooms that she's released and make sure I have all the colors in there. And then I'll probably take Swirling Peacock as well, because the same reason, he doesn't have, yeah, I guess it is a he, too many colors in him. So he's another one that's really easy to travel with. So, and I don't know how good the Wi-Fi is on the train. It says there's Wi-Fi, but I'm going to make sure I have probably a couple of books downloaded and make sure I have all my patterns downloaded to the device and ready to go. Which I made sure I did that today for Witchy Stitcher, because I don't have the Wi-Fi on my iPad at work. They block it from external devices. I have it on my phone because I have to use that to clock in, but I'm pretty sure I have Aurora on there too, but I'll double check. And same with Swirling Peacock. So I'm for sure going to take those 3 projects. I will see about the others. I could take like my Christmas stocking and stuff, because those are Dimensions kits, so it's easy to travel with. But yeah, I'll see. I'll get those 3 packed with all the colors and see how much room it takes up and go from there. So anyway, I'm sorry I don't have more to show you, but I will see you guys all tomorrow. Hello everybody. It is the 25th. It's Tuesday. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and you might be wondering why I'm here. So I bought this new coffee creamer. It's the Coffee Mate strawberry cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. Or like it's the Cheesecake Factory brand. It's actually really good. I was a little worried about, or not worried, I was a little apprehensive, I should say, about fruit in my coffee, but it's good. And now that I like it, they're probably going to take it away. Got Cosmo over here. Hi, buddy. Yeah, so I am here on a Tuesday in the morning because apparently there's a chemical fire close to my work site. And they wanted me to go to another site, but to me that made no sense. And I have an interview at 10, like an online interview. So, yeah, I just took a sick day. My husband didn't want me to, but I called my, like, vice principal, like, site leader person, and I was like, hey, so I have an interview. Would it be terrible if I called in sick? And she was like, just call in sick. Feel better, haha. So, yeah, so I took a sick day today. But the site should be open tomorrow, I'm hoping. So I'll just go in tomorrow. I did a lot of my packing last night. I got most of my suitcase packed. I haven't put any of my toiletries in there yet. And I got my bag sort of packed, but I need to, like, I'm thinking about doing 2 different, like, carry-on bags. One with my stuff to do, and the other with, like, an extra set of pajamas and a blanket and all that. So, stuff that I will make sure will fit in my my check-in for the plane. But they did change our second train ride, which was supposed to be about 5 hours, to a bus because of all of the flooding in the Midwest. So, that's gonna suck. Apparently they have 2, my husband looked it up, apparently they have 2 buses. One of them is the express, the other one gets there like 3 hours later. So we're going to try to make sure we get on the express. But, yeah. Apparently they had like said, all trains are good to go last week, and then it started raining again yesterday, so they automatically just said, like, I don't even know if it was a big rain or a little rain, but they just said, no, we're doing buses again. So I don't know if that gets us there any faster than the 5-hour train ride it would have taken, but I guess we'll see. I'm planning on taking baby wipes and stuff on the train so I can, like, wash up and not feel gross. And, like, taking my toothbrush and stuff and my carry-on. We have to carry on our other suitcases anyway, but I don't want to be taking it constantly up and down with all my clothes in it. So just put a couple of change of clothes in there, call it good. This is my first, like, long train ride. I did have a long plane ride when we went to Europe, but yeah, this is my first one that's going to take more than a day. So, didn't do any stitching last night. I finished the book, Invisible Library. It was good. I'm going to try to fit in the other books in my homework for next week, or next month, or 2 months. Sorry I don't have much stitching, or any stitching to show you guys yet. I don't think it's any yet. I did show some on the first vlog, so. But now that I have today off, I am going to plan on watching YouTube all day, or listening to the audiobook and doing some crafting. So I'm thinking I don't want to double up on the stitching and the reading, or like the audiobook part. So I might diamond paint or something, because then it like feels like cheating to me, which I'm sure other people do it, and it's not really cheating, but it feels like it. So I'm going to probably diamond paint or something while I listen to the audiobook, and then stitch. So that's my plan for today. I may do my last extra credit and watch the 4th movie, but we'll see. It's only like 3 points or something, and I have a lot of YouTube to catch up on from last week, or Flosstube. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, then I'll get some diamond painting, or like paint my numbers in, but I think it's been a while since I've diamond painted, so I might do that and work on my winter mountain piece that I'm working on. So anyway, that's enough talking from me. I'll try to come back later on tonight and show you what I've accomplished, whether it be stitching or diamond painting or whatever. The audiobook, I believe, is about 5 hours, so that's going to take a big chunk of my day. But as for now, I think I'm going to just do my interview on my phone like I'm filming on, and I will see you guys all later. Bye! Hey guys, welcome back. It's about 11. It's still Tuesday. I'm going to come back again. But I just finished packing up my projects that I'm going to take with me on the train. Look at cat right behind you. So I wanted to show you what I packed. So what I ended up doing is doing 2 project bags with 2 projects in each. So in my first one, I've got Aurora with her floss. I think I only have about 5 colors in there, but it covers like 7 or 8 symbols because of blended flosses. And then behind her, I have got Swirling Peacock, which you can't really see, but then I've got the flosses for that down there. And then in my other bag, I have, this is my Harry Potter one. I was thinking the other one was, but my other one is my Red Riding Hood bag that Shelly Key X Stitch gave me. I have my Witchy Stitcher Sal, so I've got that one all ready to go with needles because I haven't started it yet. And then I went ahead and packed George Washington, so he's chilling there in the back, because I tried him out last night, and I can stitch him in hand. It'll be a little difficult when I get to the end, but I like wadded it all up and was able to get it on the end, so he'll be a good one to stitch if I can do it in hand. So because he's all one color, he's not hard to maneuver. Or I should say, he's all one color for a very long time. And then I've got the 10 pages printed out of his pattern that I'm working on. And what I went ahead and did is I kind of created my own, whoops. Oh, dang it. Hang on. These scissors are sticking to everything. I put a pair of scissors in each one, in each project bag, and the extra needles just in case. So I went ahead and just got a plastic ruler with a couple of needle minders on it that I'm going to put in my, or on my page, so that I can keep track of what row I'm on, which should work out pretty well. So that's that ready to go. I have my desk cleared off. I did all that while I was watching the rest of Christine's Stitch All the Things Whip Parade and started Pam and stuff. but then my cat came and sat on my computer, so didn't finish that. But turned out my interview was actually at 9, so I was supposed to be interviewing while I was talking to you guys, but that's okay because I had texted her. What had happened is she'd sent me the text the email yesterday with the time, and I noticed it said 10 o'clock Mountain Time. So I emailed her back and was like, hey, this says 10 o'clock Mountain Time. Is it actually 10 o'clock? And she said yes. So then she called me at 9 and was like, hey, are you having trouble getting on, or 9:15ish, because I was actually talking to you guys, and she's like, hey, did you, or she emailed me first, basically saying the same thing, but hey, were you having trouble getting on? And I was like, oh, I thought it was at 10, but yeah, I can get on right now. So then she called me right as I emailed her back, as I was trying to log on, and turns out the link never showed up on her end or something, and she was like, oh, I get what you had said when you had emailed me yesterday, I didn't understand it, but now I do. So everything is good there. It actually sounds like it might be a good job, so I was a little hesitant based on what they told me what my other teachers had told me, but they also said that, and then I talked to the teachers after, and it's like, hey, I just wanted you to know, basically when they were talking to me yesterday, they said that so we have to teach one class if I get this job, which is 3 hours, and it's an enrichment class, but they told one of the teachers, there's a 1, 2, a grades 1 and 2, grades 4 and 5, or grades 7 and 8. Which of those would you be interested in? Blah, blah, blah. And then they told me during my interview that only 4 or 5 was left. Or they didn't say left, but that I would have to teach a 4 or 5 class. Which is fine. I'm glad it's not 1 and 2. I do not do good with little kids. But so I had emailed the teachers, or texted the teachers back, just, hey, just want to let you know it's my interview, what happened in mine, blah, blah, blah. And one of them said that what they told me after sounded more promising than what they had told her, because I wanted to tell them, hey, they already picked somebody for 7-8, so, or they already have somebody in mind for it, so there's a good chance that you would be in mind, so I don't know. We'll see. I might have a chance of getting it. But yeah, so now that I've got my area mostly cleared off, I have 1 or 2 more things to pick up. I'm going to start the diamond painting in the book, and I will come back to you guys all later. Hey guys, it is now 3:30. I finished quite a large section of my diamond painting, which I'll show you guys in just a second. I finished the book. It actually only ended up being 3.5 hours. So I had seen the movie, but I'd actually forgotten about it until I was about 3/4 of the way through. So it was good. I liked it. I did get an invitation for another interview, which I will do tomorrow. So it's for a technology, it's for an online school. So they really want you to be well-versed in technology. So their interview is online. There's an app, I think it's an app, that you can practice with it. But it basically, they already have questions preset, and so you have 30 seconds to read the question and formulate your answer, and then it automatically starts the video, and then you answer during the video, and then go on to the next question. So it sends it to, each question is basically done on video, and then they all get sent to the company. So it's already pre-done, which is very interesting. So I'll let you know how that goes. I could do it right now, but I don't want to do it on my computer because the processing speed isn't great on it. And so I'm going to use my work computer, and I have to use a computer because I have to upload my resume and stuff to the app itself. So I'm going to do that because I think tomorrow's going to be a very slow day. Hopefully I can go back to work. Sorry, I was grabbing my painting. So what I finished today, sorry about that, is this section basically from where this goes all the way across for that section. So quite a bit. A couple sticking out there. I'm gonna run a rolling pin across it. But here's what it's looking like now. If I can get back far enough. And this is what it will look like when it's done. So, see that pretty well? Yeah, basically like a winter mountain scene. I believe this is Lake Banff. I'm not sure how you say it. B-A-N-F-F, if I'm thinking correctly. But yeah, so larger section. I always like think the sections aren't that big until I actually get to doing them. But I actually did a really good section as far as time-wise because I finished it and only had about 5 minutes left in my story, so pretty good there. My mom called me before I talked to you guys, so yeah, I've got 2 more big-ish sections to do on there, and I think I really like this format where I diamond paint while doing an audiobook. So I'm gonna look up what I have for my next set of my next set of books I have to read, and try to come up with some more popular ones that will have audiobooks on YouTube. So there are some. The Kindle app does have some books that are where the audio is embedded into the Kindle app itself. So I'm gonna look at those. I know I already have one for like one of those for my mirror. We have to like pick a book with mirror in the title or a mirror on the cover. Sorry, the gardeners are outside. So I might do that one. I like Another Story better, so I'll see if the other story that I found is on there already, or is on YouTube, I mean. If not, then I'll probably choose that other one because I'm liking that I can get more crafts in and it's not all cross-stitch. Because I do have a ton of diamond paintings I need to work on, and I have that paint by numbers as well. So I really like this format. I wanted to try it because I never done audiobooks before, and I'm definitely more of a kinesthetic learner, as far as like I have to touch stuff in order to learn it, and listening is probably my least effective way of learning. So I wasn't sure how it would work, and it might be because I already had remembered the story, but I actually think it worked pretty well since it's something that can hold my attention as long as there's like nothing else going on as far as like my husband's not home, so he's not playing his video game, so I'm not paying attention to that. So as long as I have no other distracting noise, like if it was the gardeners outside or something, that's fine. But if I had like any other music or talking or anything like that, I don't think it would work for me, but I could always put in headphones or whatever. So yeah, this might be a good alternative, I think, so I can get more crafting done while I'm getting my reading in. And like I said, I will always probably try to choose another craft besides cross stitch. So I'm trying to fix a diamond that's popping out. That's driving me crazy. Just because I feel like I shouldn't be reading and doing the homework at the same time. Because for me personally, that feels like cheating. So, but anyway, now that the story's done, my stories are all finished except for the large story, the large book, which I might listen to. I might keep going and listen to it because I have a giant section I want to finish, but I need to find a good book for that. Basically, if we don't choose to read Harry Potter, we can do the large book instead, or we can do the large book as another extra credit. So I might do that today since I have time. I think I have time. I'll have to see what... I think the books that I choose will be on... Maybe. Will be on YouTube. But I'll have to look. Because they have to be, I think, over 500 pages or something. But there's a lot of books like that, so... I'm going to look at it, and I might keep diamond painting, which would be a lot longer. I still have some packing to do. Or I will cross stitch and do some of my homework for the week. So anyway, that's a lot of talking from me. I will see you guys all later.